Shalom. I just want to start off by saying, Call Lamb, La Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, HaKadosh. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace and citation of elect and the Arkan, spreading the truth throughout the four corners of the earth. My name is, My name is Asha Allah. And today I just want to talk about, how this devil, Esau Edom, so-called white man, he devises mischief by law. So without further ado, let's get right into it. This is Psalms 94 and verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? You know? So the throne of iniquity, we know, will have to be the wicked, you know, the so-called, the Edomites, the so-called white people today. You know, the world, the earth was given into their hand, according to Job 9:24. You know, and according to Malachi 1:4, they are the border of wickedness. When you go into that word mischief, you know, it goes into the word trouble, grievance, you know, iniquity, wickedness, you know. So they frameth this wickedness, this grievousness by law, you know. And an example would be these mandates, you know, these mandates that are coming out and getting harder and harder for the people, you know. And when you go into the word mandate, it's an authority to carry out a policy, you know, and that's a synonym for a law, you know. It's policies, you know. Let's see. And so, you know, with these mandates that are coming out, you know, it's putting a grievance on the people, you know. Ultimately, it's wickedness, you know, because you can't force nothing. You shouldn't force anything out. You shouldn't be able to force the serum inside of people, you know, if they don't want to take it. You know, you claim my body, my choice, but people don't have a choice when it comes to this, you know. And what's in it is even more abominable. You know, this is Psalms 83. And I'm gonna just start at verse 1. A song or a psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence. O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still. O power. Salaki. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, you know. So all these nations, they come together under one consent, you know, which verse 5 goes into, but they come together, you know, under these UN meetings, under these summit meetings, you know, and they take crafty counsel against, it says, thy people. Who is thy people? It's Israel, Yasharala, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans today, you know, make up the 12 tribes of Israel, you know. And they come together and they say, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. Come, let us hold them back from their power, you know, from becoming one again, from remembering who they were, you know. And how do they do that? They do that through their policies, you know. They come together under one consent. Verse 5, for they have consulted together under one consent. They are confederate against thee, you know. So they come together under one consent, you know, and they make up the policies for the year, the laws for the year, you know, what they got going on for the year, how they're going to keep us from being a nation again, keep us from being in remembrance of ourselves, you know. You know, through these different pandemics, you know, through these different, you name it, you know, everything that they got going on, you know, it doesn't happen off a fly. They come together. Let me go to this Wisdom of Solomon 2, you know. And this chapter really just goes into the mindset of the wicked, you know, and how they think. I'm going to just jump down to verse 10. It says, let us oppress the poor man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing. You know? So they're like, they oppress the poor righteous man, the righteous being Yasharala, the Israelites, you know, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans today. You know, they oppress us, you know, take our women, you know, take the man out the house, you know, leave the woman as a widow, you know, and they don't spare her. You know, they have her hooked up on the government, hooked up on welfare, you know, talking about, you know, they destroyed her mind. So in the house, you know, she can't even raise the fucking kids, right? You know, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age, you know. They got our old people all bugged out, you know, with Stockholm syndrome and shit. You know, it says, let our strength be the law of justice, you know, and that's how they go. That's how they go establishing their mischief. That's how they go establishing their mischief about law, you know, through their strength, you know. According to Genesis 37, I believe they were given, that's their blessing, is the sword, you know. So they came, took us down, you know. And a good example would be Christopher Columbus, you know, when he came over here, and the Israelites over here, the northern kingdom was over here, you know. You know, he didn't come with open arms, you know. He didn't come seeking peace, you know. He came with a sword in his hand, man. And ultimately he came with deceit, you know. He might have came with a smile on his face the first time, but he returned with swords, man. And what he do? He set it up to where the Gadites, the so-called Native Americans, the Northern Kingdom, you know, had to rely on him when they were the inhabitants of that land. You know, when they was there first, man. You know, came up with laws and policies to where, you know, your land is my land, your gold is my gold, and you get nothing. You know, and that's how they set it up, man. You know, had over 500 treaties, you know, with the so-called Gadites, man, and broke every last one of them, man. You know, 500 treaties with the so-called Northern Kingdom, I should say that, and broke every last one of them, man. You know, but going back to it, let's get Psalms 58. And I'm going to just start at verse 2. Yeah, in heart you work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies. You know? So in the heart meaning lab in Hebrew, your mind. You know, in your mind you work wickedness, man. You think about ways to spew forth your wickedness, man. And you do it by your laws, by your policies, man. You know, it says you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth, man. I mean, like, you know, the violence don't stop, man. The violence don't stop, man. If you want something, you take it by force. You know? Since the wicked are estranged from the womb, they go astray as soon as they're born, speaking lies, man. And that's the so-called, and that is the so-called white man. You know? Estranged from the womb, you know? Come out speaking lies, man. With the with the left hand open and the dagger in their right hand behind their back, man. Let's see. What else? Grab this Habakkuk 1:4. It says, therefore the law is slacked. Actually, before I even go there, let's grab this Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. So when the righteous are authority, the people rejoice. And why? Because they know everything is going to be dealt right. You know, everything is going to be dealt justly. You know, but when a wicked bears rule, the people mourn. Why? Because through their policies, through their laws, is going to come wickedness, trouble, grievousness, mischief, like all types of hell is going to come through their policies, man. That's why the people mourn. You know, because, oh, fuck, you know, this guy, you know, the people mourn, you know. Grab this Habakkuk 1:4 says, therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. And that's why the people mourn, man. Because the laws is not kept here, man. The laws is not kept. You swear up and down that the Bible is the law of the land. You know, when it comes inauguration time, you put your hand on it. Every time you go to court, you put your hand on it. You swear by the truth and nothing but the whole truth, that you're going to tell the truth. You know? For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. That's why the people mourn. Because the wrong judgment goes out, man. Why? Because the wicked bear rule, man. Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. You know? And let me just grab this. Isaiah 10:1 says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed. You know? So woe unto them that make these unrighteous decrees, unrighteous policies. You know, you want to set this, you want to set these mandates, you know, into effect, which makes it harder and harder for the people, because the people know that what you're trying to give them is bullshit. That what's in this serum is abominable. You know, is really meant to hurt you and not build you up. You know. But you make these policies to where the people have to take it. You know, the governor of Tennessee came out and said, if you don't take this, you will not work. You will not feed your family. You know, and you will not enjoy the amenities of life, man. You will not enjoy what we have to offer you. You know, that's making unrighteous decrees, man. Verse 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. You know, take the father out the house, man. The family is vulnerable, man. So you rob the fatherless. You know, you really prey on the women, because you make the women so dependent on your government, on your policies, on your welfare system, on your Section 8, your food stamps, you know. And you take literally God-given rights, you know, away from the poor of the Israelites, man. Because that's who you want to force this on, man. You know, you want to get this to the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans first. Why? Because you claim that we're dying first from it, or really it's your people. Your people are dropping dead quicker and quicker off this shit, man. You know? So hopefully this is edifying, you know, and just showing you how the so-called devil, he writes his the so-called devil, he frameth mischief by law. You know, I want to give all praise and all glory, blessings, honor, thanksgiving. The Yahweh Bashim Ashai Bashim Kakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and others, great millstone. Peace and citations of Fulek and the Ark and Spirit of truth at the four corners of this earth. Shalom.